I genuinely thought I was dying, and I could see that smile
The New York Jets OTA start today, and we've got some number changes. We'll be talking about that and more here on Gangrene Machine Live.
One. Four-man rush. Rogers to the end zone. And Wilson. And he won it.
You're watching Gangrene Machine Live. I'm your host, Zach Cartwright, and today we'll be going over all things New York Jets OTA starting today and some number changes that we've had happen in the past 24 hours. So, we'll be going over all things New York. Let's start with saying a bit about myself. Hello, my name is Zach. I'm a New York Jets fan. I come from the UK. And I'm a massive New York Jets fan, if you can see here. Rogers obviously isn't playing for us anymore, so I need to get that shirt changed. Might get a Justin Fields one, because it's Justin Fields season, baby. He'll be bringing us, hey, not even like playoffs this season. That's not even what we want. What we do want, if that happens, and great, just a winning season, like 9-8. I'd be happy with a 9-8. Nowhere's got us getting over 5.5 wins this season. I believe we can do 8 or 9 easy. Because the schedule actually isn't that difficult, and that's something else we'll be going through today in this. We're going over the New York Jets schedule and where how I think they're going to do, what they're going to do with the schedule that they've got coming up in the 2025-26 season. Just some other news while we're here. So the Jets obviously released kicker Greg Zuerlein and punter Thomas Morstead as part of the youth kind of movement they've got going on. Obviously,
we're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Obviously, the Jets struggled last year with the kicking. Zerline missed too many field goals after being pretty much automatic in his last 2 seasons. He lost us 2 games at least. So it's not a surprise that he's been cut.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
However, Thomas Morstead, on the other hand, it is a surprise. So last year, Thomas Morstead. No, fucking, you get the names mixed up, man. My brain has gone. Greg Zerline. So in 2022, Greg Zerline scored 30 out of 37 possible field goals, and in 2023 he scored 35 out of possible 38 field goals. Last season he scored 9 for 15, and then he was put on Phantom IR. So he's on injury report with no suspected injury. Just yeah. And then the Jets signed several different kickers throughout the season. The most prominent one being Anders Carlson, who is going to be in the battle to become the permanent kicker for the Jets, along with let me find out the guys' names that they signed. Anders Carlson, who went 8 for 10 field goals last year and 9 for 11 PATs, versus rookie Caden Davis, who's from Missouri. So that is that. If you have anything to say, just drop it in the chat and I'll get straight to it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, Zerline was a cut that we knew was going to happen. Why they didn't just do that one and the Morstead one at the same time, I do not know. But Morstead is more confusing considering Thomas Morstead wasn't bad last year. He was worse than in previous years, but he's a really great punter. So here we go. Last year he punted the ball 63 times for an average of 47.2 per punt, and his longest punt was 75 yards, which is really great. In 2023, he punted 99 times for an average of 48.8 yards, and his longest being 62 yards. So not much of a fall off, but obviously Aaron Glenn wants the young side of the he wants it to be more of a young side, so he doesn't want people to be the old folk. In fact, the Jets players that are over 30 now, let me tell you. Yeah. The only players over 30 are Alan Lazard, who is 30, Josh Reynolds, who is 30, Thomas Hennessy, who is 31, and Tyro Taylor, who's 36. Tyro Taylor is obviously the backup kicker, so that's not much of a concern for Aaron Glenn. But obviously, uh, hopefully he's not going to be playing much anyway if Justin can stay healthy. So I'm just going to go through the schedule for you now, and my opinions on the schedule. So let me just get that up right now, guys, for you. It's up in the clouds, the ordinary. The ordinary. News up in the clouds. So, let's go over the schedule. This is what the Jets schedule looks like for 2025-2026 season for the Jets. So we're going to go over it here. We're starting off with the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Starting off the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. In a matchup that's going to see Justin Fields take on his old team in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and possibly Aaron Rodgers taking on the Jets, depending on if he signs for the Steelers, which is looking pretty much inevitable now, because otherwise he's not playing football, he's not playing for the Steelers, or he's not playing football. So this is a game winnable by the Jets, to be fair. We start off with two games at MetLife with the Steelers and the Bills in week 2. But the Steelers game is definitely winnable for the green and white. But obviously it's football. You can't judge a season before the season's actually begun, before you've seen what the team's going to play like. It's very much like, how will they play? Will they play good? Will they be better than last year? They should be better than last year. Coaching will be better than last year. Hopefully, we involve the run game this year. Like Brees Hall last year had possibly the worst season on of his career so far. I'll tell you what his stats were last season. He played 16. He missed one game last season. He had 209 carries and only 876 yards. In this season, he played 7 games when he got injured. He had 80 carries for 463 yards in only 7 games. He played an extra 9 games this season. It does make you think, don't it? Like, will will this new look offense with Justin Fields as quarterback, a person who can run himself, a good O-line, will this make the Jets' run game better? Or what? But if you look at this, like Breece Hall last season, you actually can't see this. Let me. There you go. So let me zoom in for you. Because actually, his receiving stats pretty much better than his. So his receiving stats, as you can see there, 2022, 7 games played, 19 receptions for 31 targets, 218 yards. 2023, 17 games played, 76 receptions, 95 targets, 591 yards. Last season, 57 receptions on 76 targets, 483 yards. Like, his receiving isn't bad. Like, that's probably like tight end. Probably about the same as what Tyler Conklin got last year, probably. Let's have a look. Have a look. Let's see. As a Chargers tight end now. His stats. Tell you what he. Yeah, last year. Yeah. Brees Hall got more yards than him receiving. 449 yards. I mean, it's the only season for the Jets they didn't get over 500. But yeah, so that's if the Jets include the running game a bit more, then hopefully they can have more chances to win, more chances to score. And Steelers defense is notoriously not very good at defending against the run. So it might be Jet season. Obviously, that last year's game against the Steelers wasn't very good for the Jets. But yeah. So, moving on to week 2, where we face the Buffalo Bills at home on a 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern time game. We have 13 1 p.m. games this season and 2 primetime games. One in London. 13, 14, 15. And then week 18, we obviously don't know what time we'll be playing until week 18, based on playoffs and shit like that. But week 2, we take on the Buffalo Bills at home on a 1 p.m. game. A game which is very much who knows how the teams are going to play. Who knows how the Bills are going to be this year? Who knows how the Jets are going to be this year? Nobody. So, it's only time will tell. But I think that game, with Josh Allen coming off an MVP season, is going to have a lot of pressure on him. I don't know how he's going to take that. Obviously, Josh is a very good quarterback, but put under pressure, will he be as good as he has been? Obviously, they're not very good at playoffs, the Bills. Making it to the playoffs every season, but not making it past the AFC Championship game. Will this year be their season? Who knows? I hope not. Obviously, as a Jets fan, it's going to be our season, the New York Jets season. That's whose season it's going to be. So, yeah. Week 4, we travel to Tampa, where we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for another 1 p.m. game. A game which sees Baker Mayfield, a quarterback that everybody thought was done, out of the league, not very good, not great, a player who actually had a breakout season has been that good ever since. They're the only team to make the only NFC team to make the playoffs in like 7 consecutive seasons, I think it was, or something. Let me have a look. Bucks, Tampa, Bay, Buccaneers. It's 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. So for the past 4 seasons, they've been in the playoffs consecutively. And like, it's a team. They're a very solid team. They've lost their offensive coordinator to the Jaguars this year. Oh. Obviously, well, it's not the first time they've lost an offensive coordinator and came back and been just as good. So that'll be a challenging game for the green and white to take on in Tampa. Week 4, we stay in Florida, where we travel to the Miami Dolphins on a Monday Night Football matchup. One of our only 3 primetime games this season. It's a Monday Night Football game. Justin Fields and the Jets versus Tua and the Dolphins if Tua's still alive. If not, it would be the Zach. If Tua's not alive, it'll be Zach Wilson against the Jets, which would be a great thing to see. I would love that so much. But the Dolphins have gone for a backup quarterback who has never proved themselves to be a decent quarterback. Obviously, Zach Wilson was awful with the Jets. Many people say that it's where Jets is where quarterbacks come to die, and that it's the Jets' fault that he wasn't very good. It's not that he's just not very good. It's just that the Jets didn't coach him very well, which I couldn't believe. To be fair, the coaching staff were shit at the time. Obviously now AG and Darren Muji are here. The coaching staff are a lot better. We've got Tanner Engstrand as our OC. It'll be his first season as an NFL offensive coordinator. We've got Steve Wilkes, a very coveted defensive coordinator, and yeah, every position changed coaching staff except for wide receiver coach Sean Jefferson, who kept his job with the green and white. Right, then in week 5, we have the Dallas Cowboys at home. Cowboys have been the Cowboys, haven't they, really? They're America's team, apparently. Last season they finished 7-10. Dak obviously got injured, but 7-10. If you look in previous years, they were 12-5 in the last 3 years before that, and they were 6-10, 8-8, 10-6. Like they've been average. They were good last year. No, they were good the year 2023, good 2022, good 2021. 2024, they were not good. Will they come back? They've just signed wide receiver George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers, so give CeeDee Lamb someone on the other side of him, and obviously give Dak somebody else to target. Right, then the green and white are travelling across the pond to come and visit us here in the UK, where the Jets take on the Denver Broncos as the home team in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'll be there. It'll be a really good day. Last year I went and it was a really good day to watch the Jets against the Vikings. I'll show you this. There you go. That's me there watching the Jets versus the Vikings last year. And this year they'll be taking on the Denver Broncos as the home team, so everything will be green and it'll be white for the New York Jets to take on the Denver Broncos. I'm expecting big things from that game. Justin Fields against Bo Nix. Aaron Glenn against one of his many mentors, Sean Payton, and Darren Muji against his old team, the Denver Broncos. I'm expecting big things from the Jets in this game. I'm expecting Justin Fields to come out and perform for the UK audience. I'm expecting Brees Hall. I'm expecting Garrett Wilson. I'm expecting all of them to perform for the UK audience. Come back to fly back to America, where they will then host the Carolina Panthers at home on week 7. That should be a winnable game. So far, I've had winnable games for Steelers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Broncos, Panthers. But then the Bengals are not a winnable game. Well, they are. Everyone's a winnable game until we see what they're like. But Joey B, the Bengals, they've got to win this season. The defense, honestly, they've spent so much money though on the offense, but not on their defense, which doesn't make any sense because their offense is already really good. Obviously, they're giving deals to players that they want to keep around, which I understand. Why haven't we extended Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson yet? That's the question we should all be asking. Then, so I'm saying if we can make the bye week 5-3, 4-4, 5-3 or 4-4, we're definitely in with a chance. I believe we can get 5-3. But obviously we can only wait and see. So we have the bye week in week 9, then we host the Cleveland Browns in week 10. Cleveland Browns are still going to be shite. So what have they got going on a quarterback? Who knows? They've got 5 different quarterbacks, I think, in the room. They've got Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, and Joe Flacco. Am I correct in saying? Cleveland Browns quarter. Shador Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 quarterbacks. 5 quarterbacks in that room, which is just crazy. Why would you pass up on Shador, draft Dylan Gabriel, and then in a later round draft Shador? Obviously, Dylan Gabriel, this is probably going to fuck Dylan Gabriel as well, because he's probably thinking, oh yeah, I'm more of a chance of starting. I was drafted before Shador, but then you probably not because it's Shador Sanders, and if he doesn't get a chance, then he's going to throw his dollies out the pram. Obviously, they're going to be having a quarterback battle because there's 100 million quarterbacks for the Cleveland Browns, but that should be a winnable game there, which will take us to 6-3. I'm saying. I'm just gonna write this down so I remember what I'm saying to you guys. So I'm just gonna go. So then we take on the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. this is the last opponent in the division round that we faced for the first time. Late in the season, to be fair, week 11. So it's the thing is with this game. Obviously, it's another head coach that's new to the system, but it's not a new head coach. So who knows what they're going to be like? I'm probably going to say they'll just can win that one on Thursday Night Football, which is really well on Thursday Night Football last season. For some reason, the Ravens will lose to their Ravens. Then we'll be taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Definitely winnable there. Penix Jr., Drake London. We get back taking Miami back at our place. I'm saying that's a nice little. I can't say loss, you know. Jags, yeah, that's a win. So we've got Sauce Gardner up against Travis Hunter and Garrett Wilson up against Travis Hunter. But we can win that one. New Orleans, Nola baby, probably a win. And then Patriots, I reckon they'll probably win that one. And then Buffalo will probably win them. So then that will leave us with the record of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel the Jets going 11-6. If the Jets get more than 10 wins, I'll do anything. Honestly. What are you here for? Oh, why? So, yes, 11-6 is the record I'm saying they're getting, which would definitely get them a playoff spot. Let's have a look what the Bills' schedule is, and I'll tell you what I think they can get, because they're definitely very good. Okay, so they also take on the Ravens week 1. I think the Ravens will have that, to be fair. So I've just got 6. Let's see what the Bills going. So they've got Ravens, and they've got us, then they've got Miami, then they've got New Orleans, then they've got New England, then they've got Atlanta, and they've got their bye week in week 7. And they've got the Carolina Panthers in week 8. They've got Kansas City Chiefs in week 9. They've got Miami again week 10. Tampa Bay, week 11. Houston, week 12. Pittsburgh Steelers, week 13. Cincinnati Bengals, week 14. New England Patriots again, week 15. Cleveland Browns, week 16. Philadelphia Eagles, week 17. New York Jets, week 18. So, here we go. Baltimore lose, Jets win, Miami Dolphins win, New Orleans win, New England Patriots win, Atlanta Falcons win, bye week. Carolina Panthers win, Kansas City Chiefs lose, Miami Dolphins lose, Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose, Houston Texans win, Pittsburgh Steelers win, Cincinnati Bengals win, New England Patriots win, lose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 and 5. So that currently would put Buff 12 and 5, NYJ 11 and 6. So it's going to be close in the division this year, I believe. Let's talk about the number changes that we have got so far. So I'm literally just going to go over the numbers 0 all the way through. So we're on the number 0 is Brayton Allen, we're on the number 1 is Sauce Gardner, we're on the number 2 is Tyrod Taylor. Now we're on the number 3, old number 82 is Xavier Gibson. Quarterback Brady Cook will wear number 4, Garrett Wilson's wearing number 5. Malachi Corley will wear number 6 now instead of number 14. Justin Fields is actually wearing number 7. Andre Cisco will wear number 8. Will McDonald, the 4th, will wear number 9 instead of number 99 this season. Alan Lazard, number 10. Jermaine Johnson, number 11. So 3, 6, and 9 are your updated numbers. That's your top 10 numbers for the season. OTA starts today. I'll have more on that later or tomorrow. But for now, I've been Zach. This has been Gangrene Machine Live.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And I'll see you all next time. Good. Bye.
Quite sure how to help you with that.
Good.